Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm MC, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why I don't go to church anymore. I just want to point out there, disclaimer before I start this video, I'm still a believer. I'm a born again, I believe in the whole Trinity Christian. I don't like labels, but overall my faith in God is still alive. And this video is not about judging people. It's not to speak highly or lowly about other people and their beliefs, their religions, or of minds either. This video is not to recruit or change people's mind on God at all, or to say who's right or wrong on this topic. Everything that I'm about to share is just my personal opinion, thoughts, feelings, and experiences that I've been through. And if you believe in God or a higher being more differently than I do, then I respect that. And if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in God, then I respect that too. This is no way, shape, or form of fighting, hate, debate, who's better than who, comparison, judgmental, attacking video. Not at all. I have no intentions of that. I believe that every single person has their own free will, so they have their own choice to believe in whatever they want to believe. We are not robots. We're not programmed to believe or to be a slave of something or to have no decision at all. We're not. Everybody has their own free will, so you can choose to believe whatever you want. First things first, I don't know if this is a thing or not, but I'm gonna call it hashtag American church or hashtag church hopping. First off, I want to say that I live in, whoever's watching this, wherever in the world, I live in the United States of America. With that being said, I feel like in America there's just so many options of churches you can go to. There's so many places nowadays. I feel like we became so picky, with the services being too short, like 1 hour, or the services are way too long, like 4 to 6 hours. We get so picky with the kind of music that we don't like. We get so picky with when we go to a service, listen to the praise and worship music, and then we get so picky with like, oh, I didn't like their songs, or their music was just way too different, or the churches are way too big, or the churches are way too small and way too intimate. And some people don't like that, some people do, each to their own. And some churches are not that much diverse, and some churches are way super diverse, or the location is weird, like the parking's way too far, the parking's kind of weird, you have to do parallel parking. I don't know, church hopping is so silly to me. We have so many options that we became so picky and selective with what church we want to go to. Case in point, it's really weird to say, but in a community that's come as you are, welcoming, open arms, and very acceptance-like, basically overall church hopping, I just didn't feel connected to most of them. Notice how I said I, okay? So this is just me, not them, all right? This is my thoughts and opinions. And I church hopped to a lot of places. I've lived in 2 states so far, and I went to so many different churches in Hawaii and so many other different churches in Alaska. And it just got really overwhelming and frustrating, and just like got kind of dull and dead. And okay, home. Currently, I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. It's where I'm living in now. I'm not originally from here, but I don't intend on staying here very much longer. I don't think there's a point in me to be planted in getting involved in finding a home church. Right now, it's just not a priority because I'm just focused on so many other things. And third and lastly, fellowship. Fellowship, I definitely agree with. I think fellowship is really great, and I think it's a critical part in spiritual growth and in community and communion and praying together and just relating with other people and connecting with them. And like, if you're dealing with something, you could always find someone or a pastor or someone to talk to about your situation. I highly believe in that. I think that's great, especially if you're a new believer or you're just super hungry for God. Like, that's great. To conclude this whole video, I don't believe that attending a building or a group doesn't determine my faith. In the past, I've just been super involved in church, like intensely. I would say for like 10 to 12 years I've been like super intensely involved in the church, and like my life literally revolved around it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Basically, if you know yourself and you know your heart on where you are at with God, and you feel like you need to put it more in practice with yourself, I feel like that I have been so deeply involved in other churches and so deeply involved in fellowship that it honestly, my faith became reliant on others. Like, my faith became reliant on going to church, and I feel like I've noticed that and I didn't like it. When I started to realize that, I started changing more in my walk, and then I started to attending a building or attending a group doesn't determine your faith, and it shouldn't determine your faith. It's kind of like going to the gym and you don't really do the workouts, or you're there for like 1 to 2 hours and you're not really doing much, you're not really breaking a sweat or anything. It's kind of like that. Like, sure, you say and you tell people you go to the gym and everything, but are you really living that exercise life? Are you really living that truth? Are you like deep inside, like, are you changing? Are you improving? Are you having some kind of growth? Are you building some muscle? And are you living your healthy lifestyle outside of the gym? Are you eating right? Just like in a church, when you go to a church, are you just like being there to be there? Are you really listening? Are you really diving in? Are you really acting and playing the part? It's just a whole lot into that. And even outside of church, are you getting not just like involved in the church, but are you also loving on people? Are you sharing your faith? Are you sharing your testimonies? Are you living righteously in a loving way as God would want you to? And I feel like I can get deep and intimate with God on my own. I don't need to pray to God with other people. I can have my own prayer life. I can dive into the Bible whenever I want to. We live in a lifestyle now that we can find anything anywhere because the internet is just so awesome, and there's ways to fellowship that way. I'm doing this and I'm fitting it into my lifestyle where I feel like it's right for me, and where I feel like I can create my spiritual lifestyle on my own terms, and speak to God and read his word and get to know his word and understand his word through my own, and through speaking with him, through my connection with him. It's your connection, it's your relationship with God. And just like any other relationship, you could make that grow, or you could change that in any way you want. And I feel like that's mostly important. Like, if your personal intimate time with God is like to here, but then your high traffic involved life with God is like way up here, and then your intimate time with God is like right here, it doesn't really like make sense. You guys don't need to go to a church to do that. Anyone can have their own personal intimate time with God. And honestly, a little background share topic. When I was growing up, my whole family are all Catholics. Growing up, I just never understood it because it just seems so ritual-like, and it just seems so duty-like, and I just never connected with that. Anytime my parents or my family wanted to do like a family gathering at a church or something, it's a church event, I would always go because yes, I respect my parents, and yes, I needed to go, I had to go, but I just never felt connected. And no hate to Catholics or anything like that. Okay, I didn't want to get that clear out again, but this is my experience. So, but the only thing that I felt was real to me and raw to me was my prayer life. I've always believed in God my whole entire life, but my prayer life to myself growing up as a kid was the only thing that I felt real, other than going to the mini church events, other than doing so many other things that I felt obliged to do. Like, imagine if the whole entire world like shifted their minds, where everyone in the church, or everyone that says they believe in God, everyone said that they don't believe in him anymore. Say like the world got in sync about like, no, God's not real. What if that were to happen? Imagine that the church's buildings got changed into homes or businesses. Like, imagine that in a world where there was like no churches at all. Would you still believe in God? Would you still have your faith? That is just something to think about. Like, I thought about this a lot. Like, do I still believe in God strongly enough that if the whole entire world stopped believing and there was like literally no church buildings around, or no God church related community around, would you still believe in God? Like, how strong is your faith? And I've thought about this a lot, and like, I totally would. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. I usually don't do videos like this, and I know this is pretty like a deep topic, but I just wanted to share this. Let me know what your spiritual beliefs are, what you believe or what you don't believe in, and if you disagree with this video or if you agree with this video. I think that everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and whatever they're dealing with in life, you can customize it or make it your own way of living and believing. Well, that's about it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.